Hello everyone, Specter here and welcome to Star Citizen. Today is the 2954 IAE Day 4, which is about the alien ships manufacturer to show their ships in here. And as usual, for this IAE, I will skip those ships that I have been talking about them for quite some time already and go straight to the ships that I rarely talk about, or maybe some sort of ships that with maybe some problems, so that you guys will have a better understanding about those ships before you decided to do anything with it, for example purchase or whatever. But I suggest you guys not to purchase anything with real cash. Just fly them around first before you do so, because these ships are, generally speaking, expensive, very expensive. So before further ado, let's get to it. In the middle of the showroom, you can see there's a Gatac Syulen in here, which is the first flyable ship for this manufacturer, the Gatac. But to be honest, this is the second ship that introduced by the Gatac, because the first ship is supposed to be the Railen, but it's not flyable yet, it's still in concept, it's a freighter. But that ship, I will talk about it later. But as a starter ship, it's always available in the game, or in the website, on the website, sorry. But in game, it's costs about 2.9 to 3 million in-game credits, which I spent on and also tried it out. So generally speaking, I don't like the ship because it is not starter friendly, especially for myself. I'm not a starter, I mean, kind of, but for me, when I fly the ship, I need to use a new way to adapt it. So basically, as a starter, if you fly the ship at the beginning, then obviously you need to use another way to, adapt to fly the other ships, because this thing is really unique. Now, this clamp can hold in total 6 SU worth of cargo, and I believe that you will stack it up like this, and each one of them will be one standard unit cargo in here, so 6 of them in total. And one of the things that I don't like a ship is it's very hard for me to find entrance, and you can see it's open because I opened it before this video. I found it for some time, like walking around like a hole in here, so to find the button so that I can open it. Now, the staircase in here is hover in here, which is very nice for Xi'an technology. When you walk inside of a ship, you can see a lot of components, which means that you can fix your ship inside of the hull instead of floating outside. You got some gun racks in here, and also the suit locker. Now, when you need to enter to the other part of the ship, you need to use this elevator, but at some point this elevator is bugged, so you may have some sort of a trespassing private area when you're using the elevator inside of a ship. I'm not so sure whether the turret will deal with you or not, but well, just be careful when you're flying the ship. So the second layer would be the habitation area, which you got a bed for lockout and lock back in. Down there is a locker, so you can open it and access to your ship's inventory. The inventory itself is quite big, so I'm impressed about this design. And you got a toilet in here, although, well, it's totally different from the Xi'an species toilet, of course, because their toilet is supposed to be looks like a fountain. This one is adapt to human society, so that's why. Now let's move on to the third floor, which is cockpit. Now you still have some ship's components in here. That's the problem, because when you need to fix the ship, you need to you need to keep on going up and down like this. So it's not very efficient, but still it's not that bad because you don't have so many components to, need to be fixed, right? And there's the pilot seat. This is the majority disadvantage or the things that I don't like about the ship is because, yeah, and you didn't look at it wrongly, because this is exactly what you are looking at, the ceiling of the showroom. Now, when you're looking at the ship in here, basically, you need to face upward like this. So every time you land and take off, it will be using different kind of key to do so compared to the other ships. So for example, when you take off with using a normal ships, then you will just simply press spacebar and then you will take off, right? But this ship, I believe that as long as I remember, you need to press W to take off, because, well, right now you are facing at the front, so you should use W to, take off, right? So that's a problem, because not all the hangar will be having like a ceiling doorways, right? So it turns out you need to take off first, deploy your ship before you can fly out of your hangar, which is tiny enough, to be honest. So you may hit the ceiling or the ground when you deploy the ship in the hangar, which is not very nice. So basically, as a starter ship, this feature is not starter friendly. That's what I'm talking about. But the only good side about the ship is you got a very strong firepower. You got 3 size 3 laser repeaters as a stock weaponries, as well as like 12 size 2 missiles, I believe, which can match up with the Tana, the Reliant Tana already. Although the Reliant Tana got 16 missiles, but this one got 12, is still plenty enough for the starter ship, and it's very powerful as well. So as I said, if you really want to have the ship, I won't stop you guys from doing so. But the only thing that I ask you guys to do is to, purchase the ship with in-game credits first, fly it around. If this thing is really your cup of tea, then yeah, you can purchase whatever you want. No one will stop you from doing so, right? But yeah, it's better for you to like fly around first. It's only like 3 million in-game credits, so yeah, it should be fine for you guys to earn those credits and fly around. Oh, by the way, as a starter ship on website, when your Warborn price would be like $65 US dollars, and standalone price would be $70, I believe. So still, do not purchase this ship before you fly around. That's always be remembered, alright? The next ship that I'm going to talk about will be this Tok Yai, which is a medium fighter produced by the Alpa. So this is a bigger brother of that Kato over there. That one is a scout ship or maybe a light fighter without any kind of missiles, but you got like 2 size 5s right now of laser repeaters as a standard armament. And this thing here, you got, I believe that those are 4 size 3 guns. Although it's not as powerful as those size 5 on paper, maybe, but still, it is a quite unique ship, and also, I would say, as a ship with missiles on board, this thing would be much more powerful than its little brother over there. Now, at the front in here, you're supposed to be able to open it, and you got some components coming out in here, while at the back in here, also, with some buttons, you can access to the ship's components via here. But right now I can't do that because every time I press, it will be looks like I will rent the ship, so no, I'm not going to press anything. Now the only way for you to get access to the ship will be via here. So you will have a seat, looks like this, and then you will be raised up to the cockpit, like so. Alright, I think I ruined the animation already. But unlike the Kato are over there, you got a hover staircase, you can step on it. But well, this um cockpit is really good because comparing to the Kato Owl with like two thick bars in front of you, this thing without any kind of thick bar, so it means that you will be able to see, I mean, look around you very easily. And also, as this ship is very nimble, so when you're doing some sort of dog fighting, probably you will have much advantage comparing to the Kato Owl over there. Although the Kato Owl is supposed to be able to outmaneuver this Santokai due to its size and also the weight. Now, this ship itself, in the game, it costs around 9.3 million in-game credits, which is quite a lot, and I need to like save up a long time in order to get my hands on the ship. And when I fly the ship, it shares similarity to the Kato Owl, that if you're folding a ship like this, okay, with your landing gear deployed, then you will have a very strong, powerful, powerful takeoff, I would say. Okay, so when you take off, you better be careful. Don't hit the ceiling with it because I hit multiple times. As you can see, those engines are facing downward, all four of them, so that's why. But there's no way for me to land when I am in this position. I need to slide my ship to the hangar floor in order to land it. So it means that you need to be very skillful, kind of, compared to like the other ships that normally you can press Control key to land vertically. So this thing, you can't. At least in my case, I can't do that. All right. So with in-game price, I already talk about it, which is about 9.3 million in-game credits, and in like a Warborn price, it's about 220 US dollars, and the standalone price would be about 240 US dollars. So it's quite expensive. So yeah, as I said, fly around first before you decided to purchase this ship with real cash. Okay, let's move on to the other ships. Underneath this showroom, you can see there's a Gatac Railen in here, which is still in concept and the first ship that's introduced by the Gatac in the game. So yeah, it's a freighter, and to be honest, since before 324 being introduced about 323, but it's still within this year. Many things shows that CIG really need to rework on the concept of the Gatac Railen. Because of these at the back here, you can see those triangular stuff in here, right? Those are supposed to be the cargo pods on the Gatac Railen. That's, well, quite unique to human being, right? Although, well, according to what CIG said about the Q&A, it's supposed to be able to fit some like human like standard unit cargo in here, those cargo boxes in here in these pods. But still, since right before 324 in 323 or maybe early 322, I don't remember it, CIG introduced some new cargo containers, right? Different sizes. So here comes a problem. This is supposed to be able to fit those 1SU cargo boxes in here, because at that time still like having some sort of magic button in here. When you press the button, things will be loaded. And we all know that in the future of Star Citizen would be like you need to manually load your ship, right? And at that time, we still have this kind of things in mind, but we don't know would be having different kind of cargo containers. So it means that, well, right now, these cargo pods, the triangular cargo pods, would be quite, frustrating, because how do you load them? So you can't fit those, maybe you can say 32 SU cargo containers, or it's hard to say about even like a 16 SU size containers. You can't really fit in here. You can only fit like 1 or 2 or maybe 4 SU like cargo containers, or maybe 8, I don't know, or maybe if CIG would be generous enough, then maybe 16, who knows. But still, even if you can fit those cargo containers in these cargo pods, how do you load it? These things are very tall, and if you need to use tractor beams to load them, it would be very hard. So yeah, CIG really need to rework on the Gatac Railen in order to, to make it useful. And if you guys really want to purchase the Gatac Railen, not because of CCU, if you're a CCU, then of course you can get rid of it. But if you're not, then you really need to think twice before you pay such a price, because, well, with in-game, I mean, not in-game price, there's no in-game price. So with real cash money here, you need to pay for a standalone price for 225 US dollars. And if it's like a war bond price, will be still $200. It's quite expensive for the freighter. And also, you can't fly it alone because, well, the pilot doesn't come up with any kind of armament, I believe. So you really need to depend on someone to man those, like, man the turrets at the side to protect your ship from any kind of danger. So just be aware of it, okay? So if you really want to have the ship, you better wait until it's flyable, or wait until what CIG talk about the ships, how will they change those cargo pods. Alright, so this is the reason why I need to talk about this ship, although I have been talking about this ship for quite some time already. Okay, let's move on. And the last ship I'm going to talk about will be the Banu Merchantman. So this ship is a capital size ship already, although on paper it's still, or on website, you can still see that they consider the ship as a large ship, but according to the size, it's longer than the 890 jump, which is a capital size ship already. So in the following future, probably they will change the size, the configuration of like this ship, and to make this ship as a capital size ship. Now, being a capital size ship it doesn't matter that much, but the real problem is, and I also consider this is one of the reasons why CIG paused the development of the Banu Merchantman, would be about 324, which is the cargo elevator. Yeah, so right now we all know that when we retrieve cargo from a location, you need to have a cargo elevator, right? So this come up with the same thing for the Banu Merchantman, because the Banu Merchantman come up with shops on board, right? They got a bazaar, and that bazaar or shops, okay, the marketplace. So they got individually like a 189 SU worth of cargo spaces for each shop. So how to define them? I mean, to divide those cargo individually, separately. So the only solution right now, which is more likely to be the solution and also very efficient, would be using the cargo elevator, because, well, you just need to make one part of a ship become inaccessible, which you can consider that is exactly where you place those shops inventory items over there, and using a cargo elevator to access to that cargo grid. So when players or NPCs purchase anything from those shops, they can use a cargo elevator to retrieve those items instead of, well, go to the cargo grid, or just try to beam them one by one out of the hangar, or out of that cargo bay, which is unlikely to be secured, right? Because, well, people may just simply rampaging over there. Who knows? But anyway, I think that's exactly why CIG think that, well, it's time for them to pause the development first until, well, things gets better about the cargo elevator, so that, well, they can put it on board of a ship. But, well, the bad news is, if they really do so, it means that this ship will be only getting bigger and bigger and heavier, because, well, the elevator itself got mass as well. So the separate cargo grid, they got mass as well. So yeah, it may hard for players to get out of the atmosphere by using the ship in the future, probably, unlike what they were talked about in the past. Alright, so that is it for today's video about the 2954 IAE Day 4 Alien Ships Manufacturers. I hope you enjoy, and I shall see you guys next time then. Bye bye.